share. Copy link. Come out. You can wait till you get some people.
Let's see. Oh, on Patreon, let me see. I hate to hear you do it.
I know it's so loud.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start because we know that it's recording. And so I'd like to ask that our ancestors from the north, south, east, west, known and unknown, to assist us with their energy, also the elements of life, which is working and moving through us, our divine source energy, life force energy, our higher self, divine masculine, divine feminine. Also, our guardian angels who assist us on a daily basis, our spirit guides when we're in the realm, leaving this dimension spiritually at night, and the ascended master, master teachers, I've already said spirit guides, spirit animals, and those that are willing to assist us.
Listen. That's true.
That we may not know. Okay, so tonight we're talking about meditation. Okay, what is meditation? It would be my title. What is meditation? Meditation is a practice that has been around thousands and thousands of years. When thinking of meditation, what comes to mind? So a lot of us may say, Kenny's in the house. So a lot of us say, well, let me ask Kenny since he's on here. Kenny, when we talk about meditation, what comes to mind, to your mind? And after you answer, I'll tell you what I thought.
Not yet.
Hey, Kenny, okay. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. Okay, so when I think about, when I first had to understand, he just commented, and maybe it took him some time to type.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
I think of connecting with the real you or the guide you.
Beautiful. Because you better than me, Kenny, because when I first thought about meditation, many years ago, I would think about a monk sitting in solitude and just kind of like to them said to he or she to himself or herself. All right. So, however, knowing better now, meditation benefits everyone, not just monks. But as you stated, it does. It helps you find the God in you. Every road leads to meditation. If you're trying to find out who you are, you got to go within.
That's true. On all levels.
On every level. Anything you want to know, you got to go within to get it. Is he or she worth it? You got to go within to find out.
Yes.
Some of us call it prayer.
How would somebody else be able to tell you that?
Yeah. So in other words, you have the answers. You're asking the question. Something's forcing the question to pop up in your mind. But also the same thing, just want you to think, is answering the question for you. Okay? To understand meditation better, we must take a look at our own lives first. Okay, and I really can do this without it, but I just want to give you guys every bit of what I'm speaking on. Okay, there's one thing we all have in common, and that's thinking. Always, um, I'm sorry, always, we're always thinking. That's it, that's the key. We're always thinking, and as a matter of fact, some thinking more than the other. Some of us, our minds are on overdrive. And I'm gonna tell you, meditation is the key. It calms the beta wave down. Meditation is not about not thinking, because you're gonna think. That's what your brain does. It protects you. So you'll notice when you begin to go into meditation, it'll be something that says, oh, the door is unlocked. You better go check on those kids. What if your boo call you? Everything comes up and tries to distract you. When it does, when the thought comes into your head, guess what? Don't judge the thought. Take it, release it, let it go. Acknowledge it, release it. But do go back, focusing on your breath. Your breath is life. Okay? Thinking is not a bad thing either. As a matter of fact, some of us need to start thinking on our own. We need to actually embrace that. Courtney's crunching. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but
I hope not.
she's crunching. She's crunching over here. But when you go over your thoughts in a day's time, you probably did more harm than you did good. So for some of the overthinkers out there, guess what? You've caused yourself a lot of stress by playing over all these thoughts of what if this was? What if I did it, had I did it this way? What if he didn't say this to me? Or what if I go over there and I do this? What'll happen? Will he change his mind? Will she change her mind? Can I do anything to get her? Just busy. And to calm all of that, what do you need to do?
Meditate. Please.
Meditate. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, when you start when your mind starts to overthink, because it's not you, well, it's you, but it's your subconscious doing all this thinking for you, because you don't naturally just think about these things. They just come into play. That can cause aneurysms. Overthinking, that can cause aneurysms. It can cause a lot of health problems, actually. So that's why managing your mind, better yet meditating, is what we all need to do. Some type of meditation, whether it's walking, whether it's guided, whether it's transcendental. It's various types of meditation. Exercising is meditating. That's why when you exercise and then you have a lifestyle of meditating, those people you see usually progress very easily. They have a lot easier. They have a lot, I don't know, I'm trying to say, they have a easier way of getting to where they need to be because they have that. Not saying that they don't have issues or they don't have anything
But the way
negative
they
happening.
deal with them.
It's how they deal with the situation.
Yeah.
So you need to manage your mind, but in order to do that, you have to meditate first to slow down the thought process so that when you do things like my mom said, great example, somebody steps on your shoe in the grocery store, are you going to slap the hell out of them? Or are you going to be like, okay, they ain't mean to do it now, let me chill out. It's different
Exactly.
ways.
You have in that moment, and I think it's like so many seconds.
Yeah.
Kenny just said something. In that moment, you have a choice whether or not you'll turn your switch on or you'll turn your switch off. Meditation will allow you, because normally if somebody bump into you, the first thing you do, you don't try to figure out, okay, now how am I going to handle this? Normally you're trained to just go ahead and go into the flight, some may do the flight mode, but some may want to go off.
Mm-hmm.
But if you begin to practice meditation, which causes you to embrace your thoughts, and control the thoughts that come through your mind, then you'll be like, maybe that person was in a rush because I don't know them and they don't know me.
So why would they want to,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Kenny said, yes, exercise gets the energy flowing.
Exercising the mind.
Yep.
A lot of people now, it doesn't have to be any a certain age, because I'm understanding dementia and Alzheimer's are attacking people that are, not just senior citizens. You know why? Because we're not doing anything with our minds. We've always been told to wait on Jesus or to let him figure it all out, or, praying is the answer. No. You are the creator. Find a creative way to solve it, which brings healthy thinking. So your thoughts are not bad unless you're not meditating and you're just some hot-headed person that just, want to go off. We have those out there.
Kenny said true.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, back to what you were saying, I hope I didn't lose my thought. But with meditation, dang, what else was I gonna say? You had just go back to what you just said when you first started talking.
Hot-headed. A lot of hot-headed people. Some people don't want to meditate. They rather, just handle things on their own. But then there are some that, know how to turn the switch on and off and make a choice. Yeah. So when you're meditating, you actually you start thinking less. So if we were to do an exercise, I say, okay, and let's sit here for 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'll be back.
Okay. So if I were to say, let's sit here for 5 minutes and let's just sit in silence. 9 times out of 10, if it was 10 of us in the room and I had to go around the room and ask, how many thoughts came to your head in those 5 minutes? We may have some say 25, some may say 10, some may say 2, some may say 1, some may say, I lost count. You could easily find out who's more disciplined, who's the meditators in the room, because they have the less thoughts in that quiet time, in that quiet hour. Okay? Now, I want to make sure I get back to this. It says and when you start meditating, awareness of what's outside of you in a whole nother light. Everything is in high definition. You begin to see all kind of things. I mean, you begin to hear the birds chirping, whereas before you start meditating, I ain't heard birds chirp in years. But when you start meditating, you pay attention to everything with nature. You know why? Because that's your divine connection with Mother Earth. Meditation brings you right back to where you were from the start. Mm-hmm. But a lot of us wait to get connected to Mother when we pass, transition into another dimension. Then we speak ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And we'll throw a flower down into the grave and we think that, they're back to Mama. No, you missed it. And you got to come back all the way through the cycle again. So it's better that we connect with her genuinely. Some of us don't have to sit in silence. Mm-mm. Some of us can walk. Some of us can stare. Well, it still takes solitude. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to be in solitude, but it doesn't have to be silence, because some of us, it's impossible for us to be in a house with total silence. I do get it. But in those scenarios, you got to find you a pair of earbuds and stick them in your ear.
You know how to do it. And when you get tired of people, you just be like, okay, I ain't finna deal with
Shut
this.
down.
Yeah.
Shut down on their ass.
We do it naturally, but we don't have the technique. We're not skilled to do it. You got to be skilled now. Time to get the skill. The trees begin to look brighter to you. You see all kind of beautiful insects. Go ahead. Yeah, and like she said, how you can hear the birds chirping, because you're teaching your mind to be aware of the present moment that you're in, instead of thinking all the way from 3 days ahead.
Beautiful.
Why are you 3 days ahead it ain't even happened yet. You gotta be right here, right now.
Keep in mind, the future is an illusion. All you have is the now moment. That's really what it's all about. Embracing your now moment, your meditation,
I like
your
that quote. I want it
breathing.
on the shirt.
Huh?
I like that quote. I want it on the shirt. The future is an illusion, because I never thought about it the way you had put it. I never
Yeah.
thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your breathing. I mean, all through the day, we just breathe from the top layer and at the top lobe of our lungs. We never ever allow that oxygen to really travel through and reach every organ. And without that, guess what? A lot of cells are dying. That's how many people have Alzheimer's. Many people have heart attacks because they shallow breathe. Even now, if you were to inhale through your nostrils and you hold it for a couple of seconds and you breathe out of your mouth, that's a fresh, hey Mo, that's a fresh right now moment, and that's the present. Present. That's a gift.
Yep.
The present moment is a gift. And none of us really pay that any attention.
Nope.
Your present moment is a gift of life.
Spelled the same exactly.
Yes, spelled the same way. Somebody's dead. Somebody didn't get it. You made it. You made the cut. That's why when people say, "Oh, do you have any guarantees?" Your next breath, do you know you're going to take it? Or will it be cut off by a heart attack?
They don't think about it.
Embrace your breathing. So when you begin to pull in, when you're sitting in meditation, your posture should be up, your shoulders should be up, your chin, and you're breathing in. And when you release out your mouth, feel that breath coming out your mouth and from the top of your head, that beautiful energy. You're letting everything go that does no longer serve you, the past, those bills, those arguments, those ill thoughts. You're letting all that go, and you're focusing on this breath that you're taking through your nostrils and releasing out your mouth. How does that breath feel? And you do this a couple of times a day. You deep breathe. That's still meditation, okay? But the most effective way for me, I normally meditate in water, but I feel instantly when my feet touch the earth, I feel my strength. And a lot of times I don't do that very long because bugs and stuff like that, I have a problem with it. So I normally meditate in my water. But that doesn't stop me from blessing Mama. That doesn't stop me from putting my feet on the soil and speaking to her and healing her, because she needs that energy and I need that energy she's giving to me. She's taking the negativity out of my body, sickness, all kind of negative energy. Because sometimes you can just really be exhausted. She'll take that and re-energize you. So we need that connection with her. But then there's what other forms of meditation?
You just said grounding.
Yes.
You got transcendental, where you take a look at it's like you're managing your mind. You're being careful about the thoughts that you let in. Mindfulness meditation, which is allowing yourself to be in the present moment. Guided meditations, which is very, very good if you're just starting to meditate and you need help. So someone talking you through the steps of how to breathe is very good. Then you have Qigong, which is an exercise in meditation, which circulates the blood flow in the body.
I love it. Guys, it's better than any energy pill you could ever take or in any energy drink. Qigong would definitely allow that blood to flow and that energy to flow evenly. And not only will you pull that energy, that good prana in, but also you'll be releasing it into Mother Earth, okay? Meditation done properly brings reconciliation with self. A lot of us has gotten lost in religion, in relationships, in so much craziness until we've really forgotten who we really who we really are.
Yeah.
Meditation brings that to the forefront. Okay? And it cuts out the conflict. You know, we have conflict within ourselves. You know, I'm not pretty, I'm not good enough, you know, I'm not worthy. Oh, yes, you are. Meditation clears that conflict. Our minds are muscles. We must keep them active. All you're doing is embracing your whole self. Every inch of you, even the part that you don't like. See, a lot of times we were taught, we were taught that our lower self, which is Satan was a person outside of ourselves. Oh, he's the person with the horns and the red tail. No.
Cartoon.
It's you. That's your lower self. God, 33rd of the third, Christ-like consciousness, it's you. And you have your ego right there in between. All you need to do is bring balance. But you got to embrace every inch of you. You were created this way for a reason. We were taught that we were sinners. No, I don't believe in sin, honey.
Mm-mm.
My life is purpose. From every time I failed and bust my ass to every time I reigned in glory, my life was purposeful. And I spent a lifetime of just, crying and snotting and asking for forgiveness. For what? You don't have to do that. Embrace every part of you because you were created this way. You just need balance. Balance teaches you how to handle the situation.
Yep.
Brings your ego under submission. You don't need your ego gone because that's a part of who you are.
You don't want to lose too much now because you got to go out sometimes.
Yeah, there will be times that, we want to be the light worker who floats around on the cloud, but then there's going to be a time where you have to get your pitchfork and put your horns up.
And we talk about that all the time as a family. When we said, we was riding in the car and we was talking about how it's weird to see somebody that's constantly so-called happy, cheesing all the time. You know something not right. They don't have balance because you gotta have good and bad.
Meditation brings clarity. You begin to understand. You begin to hear. I had a young lady inbox me. She said, "You know what? How do I set up an altar?" She said, "Because I had my ancestors come to me and they gave me different oils to mix, and I want to honor them." Your ancestors will come in and out of your meditation. You'll begin to hear. You'll begin to see. Sometimes you see total darkness, but that's just your shadow side. It's just that the source trying to get you to understand that you are everything. You're part of everything. You're separate from nothing. And that's okay. Just begin to embrace that. And if you don't see colors, it's all right. But if you start seeing colors, then guess what? It's beautiful. That's your life in high definition. Okay?
And y'all gotta remember that this earth was created through darkness. Everything came out of black. So all these colors that we got on the color wheel, if you mix them all together, you get black, right? That's just like the story in the beginning of the Bible where it talks about how which we know isn't real because it's us, he created the world. What did it say? Something about the days being, the 7th day was light and this and that. That's where they get that story from, the divine feminine.
So in order to be successful in meditation, you got to embrace silence. You got to get used to spending time with yourself. Okay? Sometimes you'll hear something and sometimes you won't. Guess what? Notice that though your conscious mind didn't get anything, your subconscious did. You're mastering your mind. So it's not about always hearing or seeing something. It's just a matter of you understanding that something is happening with the subconscious. You're teaching the subconscious. You're monitoring and mastering your thoughts.
Kenny said we created our world through meditation, darkness / darkness
Yes.
world. Yeah,
Yes. Right. Everything was created in a void. That's a good point, Kenny. That's awesome. That's a really good point.
Mhm.
Everything starts internally as well. You ever notice if you ever got sick, you know what I'm saying? If people die of a like a terminal illness, everything starts within. And then you begin to notice the weight loss, the look. There is just everything
on and
starts
on.
within. If you're growing tremendously in clarity and you're ascending into enlightenment, it starts within, but after a while, people say, "Oh, you have such beautiful aura." All they're doing is validating the fact that you look amazing because you're growing on the inside. But everything starts within. Every road leads within. I have to go back to that. What else happened when you meditate? You gain confidence. Because now, let's remember that you are now getting confident about who you are because you're understanding more. I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I won't be a part of that. You're gaining confidence. And that's a good thing because now you won't allow and you won't take some of the things that you've dealt with in the past. You have boundaries because you have self-worth. You know, when you feel like you're worth something and you're privy to it, guess what? Your whole attitude changes. Okay? Your communication gets better. You begin to understand that not only are you exercising your mind, but you have to exercise your body. So that physical health is good too. We need to, work on our bodies as well. You'll change here. The change starts within, but then eventually you're going to notice, oh, this person is awakened. So guess what? This person's meditating, they're understanding. So their body has to look like something's happening. You're going to change how you eat, your tolerance, your acceptance, your willpower, and your capacity to love, guys. Love. Everything will be love.
Even different race.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that be so-called woke, they want to
third
fight.
eye.
They want to fight. They want to fight and get mad at these white folks. But you got to remember, we started this. Lead them out of it. They ain't even that big. We started this fight between ourselves, and now it has progressed and got worse and worse and worse. If you take your mind off of that and fix the situation, try to work on fixing the situation, then it won't be so much of that.
Going within. If you want results and if you want to pull that oppressor in your mind, that oppressor down, or the situation, this energy that's attacking you, if you want to pull it down, it's not a physical fight. It's a spiritual one. So what do you got to do? You got to go within. Okay? Success comes when you take time to work on yourself. Where does it start? Internally. Internally.
He said, as we focus on slavery, we keep creating it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Scratch my back over here. You better say it up top. That's why I'm going to be honest with you. When I became awakened, my mind it's up under my bra. My mind automatically didn't go towards them. It didn't go towards anybody doing anything towards me. Because remember now, the more you feed this thought, you get more of that thought. You down too low. Just The more you feed the thought, you get more of it, of what you're thinking. Like Kenny said, you get more slavery. Not too hard. What's that? Okay, so so let's talk about some of the benefits of meditation that I had written down here. Your moods change. Ooh, you hurt. Less pain. Okay. Your body changes. You could, there's a saying, a phrase that we know in Reiki: heal or heal thyself. If you got a pain, all you have to do is go in meditation and in your mind fix it. Believe it or not, it actually works. Okay? Okay, it helps the blood to flow to the brain. It helps your blood pressure decrease. Now, I know a lot of us can use that. Now, me personally, let me give you my story. I was having bad problems with anxiety. I was having it so bad that I was given, what is it? What is those pills these young people take? Xanax. For my anxiety. But I thought I was having a heart attack, but my doctor told me, no, it's your anxiety. Long story short, I stayed on that for a while, but I would be so zonked out. I would be like, and I would be at work and people would be like, Miss Ruby, you're sleeping, That's my government name. And when I start meditating, I didn't need those Xans anymore. And I can really count the last time I had a anxiety attack or a panic attack. Anytime I feel one coming on, I just throw my head back, I'll lay down on my back, and I'll just focus on my breathing, and it goes away. Okay? Now, each one of us, I think it says, we breathe about, scientists say we breathe about 25,000 breaths a day, but are you breathing them correctly? That's the question. Are you really deep breathing? Because breathing is a part of meditation. Every cell in your body inhales the oxygen and exhales carbon dioxide. You can wait until you're done. A process called respiration. Breathing is important because our cells constantly needs a new supply of oxygen. So they produce energy without this vital oxygen. Cellular function is impaired and damage or cell death is possible. I talked about that earlier. So if you're not breathing correctly, your cells are not getting enough oxygen. And a lot of them become damaged and some die. So just think about how important it is for us to breathe properly. Why? Because it's life in your breathing. And some of us are not even living.
Kenny said, though breathing correctly, it healed me from short-term memory.
Yes. Good. Breathing correctly it can bring forth your cellular memory. It's life. It's not just life, but it's ancient information, because you got to remember we are our ancestors. And when you're in meditation and you're breathing correctly, you're getting downloads from past lives. We were great. We're great. Oh, forget about who you are now. Who were you? You were great before you came back through this cycle. You were great. Okay? Stop shallow breathing. Start breathing from your abdomen through your nostrils. Hold for a few seconds. So when you're breathing, you're taking in the goodness of life. You're thinking the life force energy for dwelling and the elements of life for dwelling in you. You're thankful. And you're smiling upon your organs. And you're releasing all the disappointments, all those negative things that's been over you and that you've spoken over other people. You're releasing all of that. Okay? So when we talk about our cells, we need to know that in order for our cells to get this information or to get this breathing, this oxygen through, it takes effort and work on our part. Again, it takes self-discipline, which is self-love. So if you love yourself, you're going to understand that even your breathing counts. Okay? Courtney, do you want to add anything? Because I'm still going.
Yes. I just had one experience. When I meditated today, I laid out on the floor I was in here and I laid in the living room, I laid out on the floor flat on my back. I like to meditate on my back because I don't know, it just feels good to me. And then my whole body started vibrating, and I realized I had my hand over my solar plexus, which is my creativity. And so I began to see some colors and things like that. I just want to share that.
Yeah. So experiences in meditation. So let's talk about the beta waves. So there's different waves in breathing that are going to be very important, but I'm talking about the beta waves because they're responsible for these many thoughts processing. So it says, let's discuss the beta waves. It's a fact that meditation decreases those thoughts, the
It's a
beta
fact.
waves.
See? It's a fact. Oh, come on. Chris.
Okay? Beta waves are simply information being processed by your brain. So remember, I talked to you earlier about your brain being your protector. So the beta waves are just going to do what your brain is allowing it to do, which is think. It's just going to produce those thoughts. That's all. And as your brain is sending those signals, they're coming. What are we going to eat tonight? Are we going to the movie? How long will this last? Will I be able to finish my session? I mean, it's just going to continually go on. And some may ask the question, why should you decrease your beta waves? I'm going to tell you why. Because most of the info your brain process is useless junk, such as, are we going to the movies? What time is he coming in? Will the kids finish their homework? Am I going to be able to get up on time tomorrow? All of that is useless in your present moment. You're thinking, like she said, 3 days ahead of time. And what it actually does, it keeps you from focusing on things you actually want to focus on. Okay? And I call it mindless chatter. That's what I call it. That's all it is. Your focus. You may not be able to focus when you start meditation, but guess what? If you continue and you stick with it and just realize that no session is lost, that though you don't feel like you got anything out of it, your subconscious, which is your divine feminine, your conscious, which is your logic, is your divine masculine. You can't have one without the other. They operate in duality. Thinking that you are simply the divine feminine and the man is the divine masculine. Both are in all of us.
Duality. One and the same. One and the same.
I heard a young lady, and they have a really big public platform, and she was referring to her husband as the divine masculine, and she don't know what she'd do if she didn't have him as the divine masculine in her life. Well, sweetheart, you got your own divine masculine, and it's weak. Anytime you feel like
you need somebody. Ooh.
You have everything in you. Everything is within you. Now, it's a beautiful thing for us to come together, and all we do is enhance one another. It's the most beautiful thing in life.
It should just be a bonus. It shouldn't be that you need somebody. Because if you were on your own, what do you do? What will you do?
You know, really think about it. They are the same night and day. You can't have one without the other. You know, because the scales would be uneven. There wouldn't be balance in the universe if it just stayed night all day. So we have to bring in some light, which is a 5%er. But nonetheless, both of them need each other, okay? But I'm talking about within that one person. I'm not talking about outside. Okay? Because some people are happy within themselves. Single. And some people never ever had a mate. I know that sounds strange, but I've heard of it before.
Yeah, a lot of folks.
I mean, you know, like when I say a mate, I mean like sexual. But we know we need each other because we do, because we are each other. But let's just back up and say that we can live
without each other. but like, no, let me say,
Yeah,
we
'cause-
we can live happily without
Because we
needing
have
other
that
person.
that divine and that divine masculine and divine feminine within us. It's in us. So we are complete and whole. Thank you. Thank you, Source. We're complete and whole. But we do need one another. You know why? Because we balance each other. Only for balance. But you got to have balance within yourself first. Because when you need somebody outside of what you got, when you feel like you need somebody and you're not, and you have a deficit, you're saying it as if I didn't have you, I wouldn't be alive.
That's not good.
That is not true.
Mm-mm.
That's what I want to say is not true. Kenny made a comment. Okay.
He said, "Yep, that's the Holy Ghost."
Yes. So one of the benefits of calming down the beta waves is the increased ability to focus. So when you can calm those waves through meditation, he said we're born with it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. When you have the ability in meditation to calm those waves, guess what? You begin to focus more. Now it's not a struggle.
Miss Tara said, "I'm in the room, sis. I'm in love. I'm in love with your pink. Just studying. Like your pink hair."
Yeah, girl, you know you do that pink. You know you on that pink. I had to come on with you now. So researchers have found that 20 minutes a day, 4 times a week, made a significant difference in terms of the ability to focus. Now, see, they'll tell you. I had one person that I had on my timeline that said, oh, if you could just get 5 minutes and meditation is not really mandatory. Do not listen to those people. Because I love myself and I'm going to communicate with myself as much as I possibly can. Now, I may give you 5 minutes, but I'm damn sure not going to cheat myself. No, you get 5 minutes, but I'm going to give me 45. If not an hour, and if not 2, if not 3, if not 4, if not 5. Okay? Now, the more you meditate, the better your awareness and focus become. Could you imagine what 20 minutes a day would do for you every day? Could you imagine how your life changed and how your, not just yours, but the people that are surrounding you? You'll bring consciousness to them. You'll begin to understand that every part of you needs healing. And you'll begin to understand, oh, my fingers, I love my fingers. I love my arms. You'll just begin to go through like the different parts of your body. Smile and your organs, things that you've never ever paid attention to. And begin to thank your liver for its cleansing process. Okay? Your spleen, even down to your appendix that they say does nothing. It's just there. I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I don't believe that.
I don't know how they came up with that lie. Probably got something they trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
No, I want everything that came to me.
Now, your beta waves, again, are the chorus of your thoughts. Okay? That tells the other parts of your body to worry about traffic. Did I miss my dental appointment? Or whatever you're anxious about. It's the chorus of your thought. It tells your body, listen, you need to be worried about this. What are you wearing to work tomorrow? Did you clean your uniform? Is your shoes on point? It's just things that really just doesn't matter because, again, tomorrow is only an illusion, the future. Because tomorrow you'll be in present. You'll be in the present moment. Again.
That's funny. You so-called think about the future, but when you're in the future, you think of it as present. So what are you talking about?
Yes. One of the most interesting things about meditation is that it makes you need less sleep. When you meditate more, you'll find out 10 hours of sleep, you don't sleep like that anymore. But we do want you to stay healthy. You need at least 6 to 8 hours because that gives your body a chance to heal. Now, let me tell you how amazing the body that you're in is. So when you go to sleep and you're in a resting state, your spirit guides have came and taken you on a beautiful journey into another dimension that you're living on, because you're definitely not just living on earth, you're also existing in another dimension.
Of course.
And you go there when you're sleeping. Guess what else? Your body has the opportunity to heal. The body is an amazing thing. Scientists are baffled again. They don't really understand how the body does what it does. But your body can heal itself, given the adequate amount of sleep
Okay.
and rest.
One question. Let me see. I might
So
have
let
to-
me say this right here. Whenever you break your sprain an ankle, or you're stressed, or you have a headache, or you're coming down with cold symptoms, what does your doctor do when you go see him? What does he tell you?
Let's see. We'll pick some questions.
I'm going to tell you. He tells you to go home and get plenty of rest. You know why? We need the charger. Because he already knows that's all you need in order for your body to fight it off. Your body can
move the
heal.
table. Not the iPad, move the table.
What that little bug is flying. Go ahead. I think that's good enough. Your body has the ability to heal itself. We just got to know that when we're resting, we got to give ourselves that proper time, okay?
Kenny said, I think he was referring to the beta waves. He said, so it's like impulses.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of people are very impulsive. Those are the people that needs to be given a course of meditation. Yes. Yes. And so it says a study was once done on people who had just started meditating. However, the study found out 40 minutes of meditation could be a better means of resting than 40 minutes of sleeping. Oh, I agree. I agree. 40 minutes of meditation is better than 40 minutes of sleeping. You know why? Because you're dealing with your subconscious in awareness. I see that. Does anybody else see it?
I don't know, I see it. It actually meditation causes you to sleep better. You become more of a lighter sleeper, I think they say, to where like normally you would sleep, like you said, 10 hours, 12 hours a day because you are depressed, or you may be ill, or trying to take yourself out of this reality. But when you meditate, after your meditation and the end of the day, you go to sleep, you're able to get up and be happy about starting your day.
Yeah. Meditation also makes your brain bigger. And one of the researchers at Harvard found out that meditation will help your brain to grow bigger by increasing your gray matter. I believe that when you're meditating, you're giving your brain, I think the most time, it's like you're focusing on nothing but your brain and your thoughts. I mean, it's like now I'm not in control. You know what I'm saying? It's more so my subconscious, which is your divine feminine, has the ability now to work through you. Okay? So please take note that your subconscious is the divine feminine. I think everybody needs to make note of that. And also your conscious mind, which is your logic, is the divine masculine. Okay?
There you go again, duality.
Now, this just hit me. Meditation also helps us to be a little bit more compassionate. And I think a lot of us need to understand that. We need to be more compassionate, not just towards others, but for ourselves.
He said it causes you to use more than 10%.
I love it. If
Yep.
you've ever thought about looking at a movie, please look at Lucy, the movie called Lucy. And they're sending all kind of messages, but they have to demonstrate it with this drug thing that she was taking. But once you begin to meditate and you begin to understand you know, the divine feminine and divine masculine, which is that life source, force energy running through you. That's the medicine you need. Because if you're in meditation and you understand this source that's coming through you, there are no limits to what you can do. That's why people ask me, do you think I can paralyze people or people that have had strokes that want to talk? You think I'll ever talk again? Do you think I'll ever walk again? Oh, yes. No, do you think you can? Because the mind is a strange thing. All it takes is for your brain to get the signal, and then your limbs will catch up.
You know what? Just thought about something. You know how they tell you that your brain is controlling your what's it called, your system
Mobility.
right. So in order for you to even become paralyzed, you thought that in your mind for it to happen. So now it is actually reality. So in order for, like she said, in order for you to walk again,
or someone introduced it to you.
yeah.
So say you're in a very bad car wreck, and the first thing the doctor comes in and tell you, you're paralyzed. So before he told you you were paralyzed, you didn't know.
Mm-mm.
Or somebody may say, I don't have any feelings to my limb. That thought came in.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to understand the power of meditation and the mind.
That's good.
You can reverse that.
See, it's a trick, because they tell you that, but then people don't sit down and think, okay, then ain't that how I got in here the first place with being paralyzed? I can easily go back by managing my mind through meditation or something like that.
But there are
Physical
some
therapy.
people that have been told you'll never walk again and get up and walk. It's because they didn't allow that message. They sent the message, but they trained their subconscious something different. And that's the part of this that they don't give you in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
It's spirituality. We're powerful people. It's people that death have came to them and they've told death to go back because they have the control over the elements of life. And it's some that was ready to go and they asked death to come in and, take them because they were ready to transition.
That's good. See how they be tricking folks?
Yeah. Meditation helps cultivate your sensitivity. It calls you to be aware again of things that are around you.
You see?
Is there any questions about meditation?
Let's see what we got here. Oh, he said LOL. I guess he was talking about how they trick them. It is. I just
Kill
thought
that.
about that.
That's a staring flying ant. Hurry up and kill him. Here. I'm sorry. Okay. So also, Courtney, pull up your phone and just give them the instructions, in meditation. So you can lie down on your back, or you could sit up in the lotus position. Some of you are familiar with this. We'll go over chakras next, so you guys can understand kind of like what we're saying. But you can sit in any kind of position. Just if you're sitting, please sit upright. And if you're lying down,
Bad posture, that ain't gonna work. No.
yeah, bad posture can cause you to come out faster than you want to. Lie down. Please be sure to take deep breaths and just enjoy being in the moment. Do not labor your breaths. Some people really.
If you know what you're gonna do, cause yourself to pass out. I remember that.
Just relax. Breathe deep down in the abdomen very slowly. Hold for a few seconds and release. Think of all the goodness. That's my time of gratitude. Whenever I'm meditating, I'll just start out by saying, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. I am really grateful just for life and just for a chance to come here and share my light. Just to be able to help somebody, just to be able to help myself. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for me. And sometimes I give myself a hug and sometimes I just give myself a big hand clap. You understand? Take those few moments of getting into meditation just to be a grateful moment and just to breathe very easy. Some people go into this posture, some may go into this posture, some may walk. It's up to you.
Yep, it doesn't matter. It's no standard position that you have to be in. Because I used to be like, okay, let me go and put my hands like this, close my eyes, and start meditating. But you ain't gotta do that. See, I do mine on my back, or sometimes I feel it just be what type of mood I feel like I'm in. Maybe I stand up against the wall, not stand up, but sit against the wall to get my back aligned and start meditating that way. Lay on my back, or I'll if I feel the need to do the pose, I will. But it's all about how you feel. You don't have to.
And
do
go
that
ahead with the
meditate.
how-to. So you're gonna lay down. You're gonna take your breaths. And so remember, the thoughts will come through. It's not about not thinking, because you're supposed to think. Don't judge your thoughts. Don't try to figure it out.
You can't clear
Let
your
them
mind.
go through and just release them. But to get back into meditating, you're going to have to then go back to the breath. The feeling of the breath going into your nostrils and coming out. And that brings your thought. You get back centered. You get back focused. And then another thought may come. But the more you do it, the less thoughts you'll have. Because you're mastering self. You're mastering the mind. You're training your mind. You're bringing your mind under submission. Okay? To the subconscious, which is your divine feminine. Okay? After that, you just breathe. You sit there. You may again see things. You may not. If it's all black, it's okay. But what I also do, which has been very helpful, I ask the ancestors and the source. I said, is there anything you have for me? I am a vessel ready for you to speak through and be used. Now, I've gotten a little bit more productive in my meditation because I'm helping people. I go in sometimes and I say, now fill me up. Give me some good information. Give me some good prana, which is energy. And the ancestors does that. Sometimes I'll go way off and I'll be in another dimension. Sometimes I go to Egypt. I'm in Egypt and I'm given things. I'm seeing things. The 3 pyramids and the Star of David. I see so much. They give me a lot of information, a lot of inventions, creativity, business, things for my business. I get a lot of good information. Does anybody have a question? Okay. Anybody got a question? Kenny, did I leave anything out? Did I leave anything out? Yeah, he says, speaking of those, yeah, beta waves, I don't think I left anything out, but I want to tell you guys to please start doing your Qigong. You're going to say, oh my goodness. The other thing is the universe, the sun, mama is giving us a lot of good energy, guys. This is to vamp us up for what is to come. Okay? Earth is about to reset. Things are happening. Courtney and I can tell you, this system is crashing and it's crumbling. Hackers are all in these different big businesses. This system is crumbling faster than you'll ever know. And if you're not grounded, rooted, because when you're in meditation and you're doing it right, you get rooted. You're like a tree planted by water. You will not be moved. People will fall down all around you, but you will be standing. Not all of us are going to be, what can I say? Not all of us are going to perish. Some of us are being trained for the reset. But the energy that we are getting from Mother and the Son is one like no other. We are being recharged and don't even know it.
Kimmy said, "What do you do when you're in a noisy, noisy neighborhood?"
Yes, in a noisy neighborhood, invest in some earbuds. Are you talking talking about
I think
pertaining to meditation?
Mhm.
Yes. I would invest in me some earbuds, or guess what? Now, after I'm done with you guys, I'm going to we got to start our rituals.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do a spiritual bath. I'm going to catch I won't do it then because I got to do my rituals. I'll do a spiritual bath. But tonight, before I lay down, I do sleep meditation. And then when I wake up in the morning, I get a fresh one, a good one. And then I get my morning meditation. My morning motivation. Because I have to be motivated as well. How can I give if I don't fill my cup up first? I'm not big on reaching and grabbing my phone in the morning, but I do grab it for my meditation. Okay? Some of us get on the phone and try to start replying to the boyfriend and
you still
everybody in my house know everything is about me. I think all of us have become really selfish, even down to the little kids. When we wake up in the morning, everybody has their own me time.
We can't get nobody else our time.
And then after that, then we come in and say, okay, now we all got to do this collectively. Got to teach the kids because the kids are homeschooled. Got to make sure we get up and talk to our clients. Balance.
And we not
got to go out and get our nails done and do the girl time and take the family out to eat. We got to do all this. We don't show it on Facebook because there's some things that you just don't put out there for social media, but you got to be healthy. So we do have lives outside of our spiritual work, but guess in our business. But I promise you, y'all may see us 8 hours. We put about 20 about 15 hours in business and in spiritual. And I promise you, the other 9, we resting and doing it on ourselves. So you may say, oh, that seems uneven.
No.
But I promise you, those 9 hours are like, oh baby, that's in just man's time. Because so much happened in those nine hours. We are we're getting downloads from the ancestors. We're being, there it is. Thank you, ancestors. We're being transformed. We're being transformed. We won't look like we did yesterday. Every day is another day. Tomorrow we're better. And I speak that over your life, Kenny, and I speak it over your life, Tara. And I think we had another viewer.
Mo.
But Mo. But some of you are in and out, and I understand it's a late hour. I have no problems with that. This is recorded. You can always go back and get it. But I'm going to tell you something. I tell people all the time, and I know this is not just about me, but I came to this plane for a reason. And everybody that sticks with me will be greater, and they're going to, it's only if you accept it, but all of us are going to win. I am a teacher that has always spoke to my students, even before I realized that I was coming back into my awareness. I would always tell my students, you'll be greater than I. I want that for you. You could test the heart of anybody. And those that do not say that, the teachers always feel like they're superior or they've mastered something. Something's not right because I've mastered nothing. That's why I'm still here.
Exactly. You still got a lot to learn.
I'm still here because I have not mastered. The moment that I have mastered everything, I will transition into another dimension. And I will be powerful. And I'll work on every last one of your behalves.
Yes, indeed.
Anybody got anything to say? What did Tara say?
She gave us hearts and hands up.
Yes. Yes, we're being transformed.
And it's by the renewing of our minds. You know, you got to do something. When you get knowledge, you're responsible. See, that's why people don't want to hear the truth, because they know they're responsible to act on it. You gotta have your mind's gotta be renewed. You're responsible for your actions now. What are you gonna do different? You can't do what you did last year thinking things are gonna change for you. You gotta do something different. What is it, baby?
Charger.
There's some more chargers in here, isn't it?
There's no. Let me see if there's no mine.
Kenneth, come in.
Yeah, this ain't mine.
You put stars.
Yes. Ask Kenny and Tara, did we pretty much cover everything about meditation? Guys, come on. These people didn't come in tonight. So I'm just giving them what I wrote down in a study, just kind of freestyling.
I'm trying to think of something.
For
that
those
somebody
of you
would ask.
that are watching this now, it's so important, and I know I'm doing these a little late, but I really want you to start trying to catch some, okay? It's a sacrifice. You know, the late hours, when I first started my life's journey, I was up sometimes 3 or 4 in the morning, honey. I didn't care nothing about no sleep because I wanted to understand and figure this thing out.
Tara said, yes, you know I got it.
I was tired of walking through life blind. And I was tired of getting played by the same old scammers on the same old vibration. I was trying to get with different people on the same vibration. So you may break up with Sam, but you are still on that same vibration. You're going to get Jimmy.
That's
Just a
what
different
everybody
person.
Understand. You
Then
can't-
I realized it's something I'm doing wrong. And then I really began to take responsibility for me and my actions. And I would stay up sometimes, honey, I barely even slept. Yeah, wait, when we're done. I barely slept because I was in it to win it. And it's your hunger. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna ask you, what's your appetite like? Because if you're not hungry, you're gonna play over it. You're gonna play over this knowledge. But if you're hungry, you're gonna eat and you're gonna get full. That's like somebody taking you to a smorgasbord. And that's an old word. If I'm showing my age
Never heard
now.
about that one.
Kenny, you young too. But Tara know what I'm talking about. It's like taking you to a smorgasbord where everything is laid out before you. Now, if you're really hungry, you're gonna put your foot in that. But if you're not really hungry, you're gonna play games. So I'm talking to all of you that are hungry right now. For those of you that are hungry, I want you to get in here and I want you to eat with me. It's gonna require some late nights.
He said, what is that?
Uh-huh.
And Tara said, yes.
Yes, a smorgasbord, honey. That's what they called it back in
That's what
in the
buffet
days.
is.
Yeah, big buffet. You can eat, they have everything laid out. All you gotta do is like you go to Golden Corral. You pay your fee, you go in and eat as much as you can eat. You can sit there all day, they can't tell you to leave. You can say, I done paid $7.99, I'm riding this wave. Okay? So I want you paying $3.99 a month, I want you to ride the wave.
You
And
better-
sometimes
why
it
not
requires you
take advantage of it?
It requires you to stay up a little late and make a sacrifice for the ancestors. Okay? I did. And I ain't nowhere where I'm supposed to be, where I'm gonna be. I feel the treat the ancestors and source has for me. But I'm making sacrifices.
In progress.
Oh yes.
I like keep accelerating.
Yeah, anything
Keep staying
stagnant
the
is
same,
dead.
It's ugly.
It's dead. Come on now.
You gotta keep
I'm
going.
speaking to someone. Kenneth made a comment. You know, I got my children and Mama, I want some cookies. Mama, I want, you know, it's a sacrifice.
You
They
ever
understand
use
it.
stones with meditation? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You
Yes.
can. You don't have to.
Yes. But I'm gonna tell you, I meditate pretty much with my malachite because I had my grandmother to come into my dream, and she told me to get one for transformation.
You can do clear crystal.
It was time for them to give me a download. My healing, my energies. They were increasing my intuitiveness. My gifts were they were giving me a boost with the malachite.
It's very good. A lot of
Mhm.
changes.
I even went and purchased the malachite stone for my earrings there. And then I have a piece here, and then I have the crystal that's very beautiful in my room.
I got mine on my ankle.
Yes, I do a lot of meditation with that one. Mm-hmm. And you see I'm yarning, my body is saying I'm ready to rest. We'll get to it in about an hour or two.
She said, love it.
So my bed probably won't see me until about 2:30, but I don't have any problems
But
with
that'd
that.
be the best
Then
rest.
we wake up in the morning and then I teach the Meta Magic class. I'm gonna put some of that on here for you tomorrow. We recorded last week, but we'll be talking about the divine feminine energy and masculine, and how powerful the two are, and how you can
Really
use it to
good.
change anything in your life. And this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I know it like the back of my hand. I don't need anything. I don't have to look at a book or anything because it's in me. But I do, because I don't want to cheat my students. But I'm telling you something right now. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love y'all. Is there any other question? Did I miss anything? Crystals, alignment, balance is all a part of meditation. The Jacob's Ladder. Thank you. Jacob's Ladder is what we sang about in church. Okay? All that is the levels that you're ascending. When you reach the 33rd of the third, which the Masons know, okay, I'm talking a little of that language. That's the Christ-like consciousness. And nothing but love. There are different levels above that. It just keeps going, and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. There are no limits.
No, there's no ceiling.
But there are different dimensions. Please understand that. And at a certain level, there is enlightenment. Okay? I hear the ancestors saying, stop rushing things.
Please stop.
Because there's order to what you're asking for. I don't know who this is for. The ancestors says, and the source says, do not rush anything. Because there's a series of things that has to happen before this thing happens.
I know who one person is for.
Uh-huh. You don't want to miss a step. All of it counts. The whole journey counts.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly
Okay.
what I was thinking about.
All right. Yes. The ancestor says every part of the journey counts for you. You're growing so much. You're growing so big on the inside. You don't see that. But I hear them say every part of your journey is vital and it's purposeful. It's not good to rush things, because once you reach that thing that you're waiting for, you never know what comes behind that. See, I used to be that way. And then one day my higher self said, slow up. Because what you're rushing to, this very thing could be to the closer end of your life in this 3D dimension. And I began to put the brakes on it, because I know that my book was not complete. There was more chapters to my book, and I just need to enjoy this journey, every step of it. What did Kenny say?
But I hear them.
Yes. It's going to be worth the wait. Just I don't like saying patient. I mean, I don't like okay. I don't want you to get it twisted
You
because,
saying you don't want somebody to be dependent on, like, lazy.
yeah,
You get lazy.
yeah.
That's the
That's
difference.
not what I'm saying. You get it. You stay proactive, but know that every part of your journey counts. And you gotta embrace every part of it.
So being
Every part of it is
Present.
significant. Let me say that. I don't know what it is, Kenny, but every part of it is significant. And you're gonna come back and tell me, you know what, you were right. And so I feel now that I've released that, and I feel like I'm complete with my
not patient but anticipation.
yes, thank you. Because sometimes when we say patient, people just shut down.
Yep. See how that money works.
Yeah, anticipating. I love it. And now that I released that, because I felt like I had to stay on a little bit longer. Now that I've given you that message, I feel like I can shut this down. Are y'all good with that? Yeah. Peace, love, and light. I love you with everything in me. See you, what's today? See you guys on
Today's
Sunday
Saturday.
night. See you guys on Sunday night. I'm not sure what I have in store for you, but it's gonna be something good. Tell them hello, guys. Okay, that's my funny boy.
Hey.
And this is my little ice cream man. That's my babies. Mwah. Mwah. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and well, it's already recorded, but post it. If you have any questions, do let me know. Okay, now you got a bunny. See, y'all, it's time for me to go because they tripping. They tripping hard.
Bye. Oh,